The real estate agents who cook
We
well.
can do that.
Right, there you go.
So that's I like it. No, honestly, she always makes the healthiest food, and she's always the healthiest. Always in the morning, hot water.
Yes.
With lemon or
But-
something?
Yes, that's the. I don't know if I can say this. If not, you cut
You
it.
can cut it.
Okay, it's the Chinese martini, right? Everybody laughs at me. Whenever I go to a restaurant, I ask for hot water with lemon. And that's that's my martini.
That's funny. That is funny.
That's what I was told, that's the Chinese martini. So, okay, I'm having the Chinese martini every single time.
Oh, that's good. How about you, Emil?
My favorite
Holiday memory related
memory.
to real estate.
Oh geez, I haven't done this in a while, but it used to be when I would take gifts for holidays to the clients' homes. That's when I had a manageable number of clients that I could actually drive to. Now it'd be impossible. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun because you get to see them face to face, hand them even a symbolic, I don't know, box of cookies or whatever I was doing at the time. Don't remember.
Healthy
But
cookies?
no,
No, regular,
No.
regular unhealthy one.
I'm sorry. I'd like to keep my clients, Ramon. Unlike you.
Never call them again.
You know what? I guess my clients are going to say thank you
That's-
once
that's
they
true.
realize,
That is
probably
true.
not at that moment, but probably in a few months or whatever. Because actually, you know what? A few of them called me after saying, "Oh, could you give us the recipe for those cookies?"
No, but if you buy with me again, I will cook them again for you.
That's true. That's true. So.
You
What about
one
you,
Yeah,
of
so that
Shayan,
was
though?
that was
Yeah,
the
you
face
have
the
them.
face to face
Yeah,
meeting.
the one that I really loved was last year. It was close to the holidays when we were coming back from Cuba, and we sold that listing in the airport. Remember?
Oh, I remember
we
that
got
one.
like 2 offers.
That was
and
fantastic, wasn't it?
We thought that we were playing poker with shells.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
remember.
was-
That was
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Actually, it was not
Yeah.
even in the airport. We were waiting for the bus
It was
to
super
take us
delayed.
to the airport.
But then
Yeah.
continued.
And
The
you were
negotiation, I
sitting
think,
on
continued.
and you were sitting
Yeah.
on the
Sidewalk.
curb,
Yeah.
on the curb, waiting for the bus. So,
Yeah, and
Yeah,
negotiating.
that's where
on
it
the
started.
phone.
But then he
Exactly.
negotiated as he was trying to navigate,
I'm
not losing the
surprised that we got
seashells.
it done. Actually, we got it done very well too for the client.
Yeah, absolutely.
clients were
Why
happy.
wouldn't we? Why are
Yeah.
you surprised?
I mean, like with that connection that we had, like terrible connection.
Yeah, it was
very
a little bit
stressful,
choppy.
right? It
Yeah.
was very stressful.
Yeah.
But it was.
But those trips are lucky because when we went to Jamaica, I landed and I saw a bunch of emails and my clients wanted to put an offer on a
Yeah.
property. And I managed to negotiate that first night. I don't know if you remember when
you
first
saw
landed
that.
in Jamaica. I was on the bus going to the hotel negotiating, and then by the end of that night, I think we were all on the beach. Like Bonnie was there and everyone.
Yeah, it was such a fantastic
And-
trip, wasn't it?
Right? It
Yeah.
was so fun. And I remember I sold accepted offer. So those trips, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
they
it was
they
a
bring
very
out the
nice
best
trip,
of us.
nice
Yeah,
Good,
trip.
good, good
Yeah.
real
we
estate
sold,
agents.
Actually, we sold in every single trip.
Good real
Yeah.
estate agents. Maybe we
Almost.
should go on more trips.
That's
That's what we should
Maybe
do.
we should.
Yes.
Forget about being here.
Yes.
Now that's what I love about this job,
Let's
right? You're not
go.
bound to one
Start from there.
location. You can like work from anywhere and
Yeah,
wherever.
this is
So
good.
that's,
Yeah,
that's what I
absolutely.
really love about
Yeah, I
this
mean,
job.
yeah.
It's
even
like,
when I was
and
in
we-
Turkey, I was
one
taking
location.
calls. Literally, we had a project. I can't remember where it was, but we had a project launching, and I was in Turkey and I was making calls literally in the bathroom in silent
Because it was in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
That's
like
right.
at 4 a.m. making calls, you know, because like then the launch happened. I think I was in Spain when the launch happened. It was just all over the place, but I managed to get it done.
That's
but,
what good real estate agents do, folks.
Yeah.
You know
We
what?
don't
That's
stop.
exactly
We don't
now
stop
you
talking.
remind me. I was in Africa. I was
Okay.
in Tanzania,
Oh, yeah,
and I took a phone call. So I was talking to this client. That the same thing. We had released one of the projects, and the client called me on WhatsApp. And no, I guess it was regular because WhatsApp, there was no connection, whatever. So called me. I didn't want to tell the client that I was
In Africa.
in
Yeah,
Africa,
yeah.
right? And then it was somebody was celebrating something. We were having dinner. Somebody was celebrating, and then they came and they started singing, but they were
Right beside
singing
you.
an African song, right? And very noisy. Where When I heard that, it's like ran away to the
And they heard it, I
bathroom,
guess.
away from it. I didn't want them to hear that, right? So it's like, I'm nowhere. I'm in the city. I'm not in Africa.
I'll be there tomorrow. I'll meet you. For coffee.
We can
Exactly.
we can all afford to do that though. When you have a whole team behind that could
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
help
understand.
with everything you need. We have a secretary that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
absolutely.
Yes.
So any one of us is able to pick up the work from any of us. So
Yeah.
Oh yes,
it's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
even-
why
That's what I love about the team, right? We always
Yeah.
like collaborate
Yeah, we
with
help
one
each
another,
other.
cover each other, which is very nice.
And even
Yeah.
so, we still have a ton of roaming charges for whatever reason.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Ton of roaming charges.
Part of the
But we
business.
gotta do it.
Deductible.
Rogers loves us.
Yeah. Well, actually, Europe is not bad. Again, South America is not bad. But once you go to Africa,
Africa?
and
The connections.
Oh,
You don't get
the
yeah.
connection
Even in
is,
Turkey,
but
like,
even
was, like, it didn't get good connection.
even the
Turkey, I had good
price,
connection.
the price they charge you double.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yes, and okay, you pay for that. Your phone is on all the time, but then you have no connection either. So
You pay and you don't
Pay
get
for
connected.
nothing.
Yeah.
you pay for nothing. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, 2024 was full of surprises, but 2025 is
Yeah.
gonna be even bigger. You won't want to miss
Yes.
what's next. Stay tuned for the forecast. I want to let you in on a secret. 2025 is going to be a game changer in real estate. Ready for the forecast? Let's dive right in. Emil, if we look at the interest rate, people are speculating a drop. What's your take on this, and how will it affect buyers?
Yeah, well, it's not speculation anymore. I think the drop is
It's
coming.
back now.
It's a matter of how much, whether it's 25 basis points or 50 basis points. And as we know, interest rates go down, prices generally go up. And I think it will continue to come down. And I think the 1% drop from where we are may happen this year, if not very early next year. And we might continue with further decreases until we hopefully get to 3%,
Do you think there will be
3.5%.
another 1% drop by the end of this year, by the end of 2024?
I'm counting on that. If it's not 1%, it will probably be 75 basis points.
So another half a basis point, and then 25 basis
Whether it's
point
25 and half or half and 25, we'll
25.
see. It all comes down to what US will do. Unfortunately, we're tied to them quite a bit. If they don't drop and we drop, then we have Canadian dollar that will drop as well. And as a result, anything we import from US will be at a higher price, and that will be counterproductive to lowering the inflation. It will be inflationary essentially. So we cannot drop too fast. We're tied to them.
We have to somehow like follow them
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah,
But
and they're
like this
dropping.
year we were pretty leading in that. Like we were
Because we were leading on the increases as well, and the Canadian market was doing significantly worse overall than US was, and inflation at the end of the day came under control. So there was no reason for, I guess, the Bank of Canada to keep the interest rates high for much longer.
Okay, that makes sense. How about you, Bridget?
Well, I'm hoping, in a way, that more people are able to afford homes. But I'm also thinking maybe rates go down, like Emil mentioned, prices will go up. So I think there's like a specific timing that people should go into the market, right? Or even find like financial options, like financing options with mortgage brokers, like either like a 2-year fixed and then go variable after or something, that like you can lock in a good deal, maybe at a higher rate, but exactly. But I think there's going to be like a right little gap to buy before prices go up. They might not go up, like Ramona said before. They've gone down a few points, but the market hasn't gone up so much, like the prices. So I don't know. I'm thinking, yeah.
So you think it's gonna get easier for first-time home buyers?
Easier-ish.
Easier.
I mean, it's still tough. Like the prices are still up there, right? So
They have to downgrade the expectations of real estate. I
yeah,
think, as
exactly,
well.
right?
Well,
At
in
least
the
to put your
market
foot in the
inventory
market
that we
and
have.
then grow from there.
Yeah. The month of inventory is building up. I think there will be more listing coming to market by the end of this year. So do you think that's gonna cause prices to drop? Because we haven't seen any price drop really. Maybe in the
Condos, yeah.
condo market
It
a little
is-
bit, but not really on the
Yeah.
other sector of the market.
I don't see huge price drops, if any, on the low-rise market in Toronto, in GTA proper, in Toronto proper, I should say. What happens in the outskirts is another story. Yeah, you have a lot more land, a lot more competition. But as you get closer to the center of that semicircle, then the prices will continue to hold. High-rise market is more of an investor-driven type of market with few end users. So that may take a little longer to come back to life. Yeah.
Yeah. But even like the prices of condos are quite high. Like they're still more affordable than detached and semis, but they're still up there for a first-time home buyer. I think that's why they're not jumping so many first-time home buyers are not going to those condos because they're not even considered as much as a affordable option anymore. Like I think they're pretty high in price. Now there's some good deals, but then the rates make it like you're paying maybe over $3,000 in just maintenance fees, property taxes, and mortgage payments for one-bedroom condo. Yeah.
Sure, there's
Yeah.
there's no question that the interest rates had made the affordability a little bit more challenging,
Yeah.
but the prices have gone down quite a bit.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
for
from the
condos,
high.
Yeah.
I mean, resale inventory. There are some I think good deals. And again, as I can't stress this enough, right? You'd be better off to buy in a high interest rate environment and struggle a little bit with the mortgage, but get a good price, then buy at the height of the market in terms of price point, just because you have a low interest rate. The low interest rate is for maximum 5 years here in Canada, right? So what happens afterwards?
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people were caught into this market downturn unprepared because of that reason, because they were doing the math on the rent and they were saying, well, this is fantastic. I'm essentially getting the tenant to pay for my investment, and the return on investment seemed absolutely fantastic. But now that the interest rates have gone up, that situation is not the same.
A lot of mortgages are coming for renewal in 2025.
Yeah,
Right.
more so.
But
Yeah.
I'm glad that the government took that initiative to remove the stress test for on renewal.
Yes.
So a lot of people who are going
Yeah.
to renew,
Yeah.
they're not going to have as much difficulty to qualify as they may have had, right? So it's getting a little bit easier in that sense, and the rules that are coming to effect on December 15th, 30 years amortization for on resale properties as well. So that's also another good thing that people can benefit from.
Also,
Especially the first-time home buyer.
the insurance premium, I think, is up to over $1 million now.
Over 1.5 million.
Yeah.
now,
1.5
right?
million.
It used
That
to be
helps.
like
That
you could have
helps.
bought
Oh, it
up
does,
to
but
1
it should-
million to
it should
10%,
be-
but now
It should be higher. I mean, if we're talking about first-time home buyers and
yeah.
users, honestly, that should be higher.
Yeah.
That should reflect what the prices are in any given city. You can't just arbitrarily decide 1.5 million.
million, yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
what do you get with that?
million is a good number.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
It's better than
Sorry.
one. Sure, it's 50%
Yeah.
better than 1 million, but 1 million is way too low to begin with. I think it should go higher. And I think the amortization of the mortgage, I think, should increase as well.
More than 30 years?
35,
More than 30
40?
years, absolutely. You have 100-year
But keep in
amortizations
mind, you will have to
elsewhere.
pay more in interest over the years, right?
Yes,
sure, your
but-
monthly payment will go down.
But you can adjust that at any time during the mortgage, right?
Right.
Depending on your situation. Now, you cannot tell me that you'll be better off not to be in the market versus being in the market, right? Yes, you have 100 years, but it doesn't mean you're going to take 100 years. You may still take 25 to pay it off. You're just not in a position right now to afford a 25-year amortization. So you need a 100-year amortization, whatever that may be, to get in the market. And I'm not saying that this should be the case for investors. Maybe investors have to have a little bit more strict rules,
They
right?
have to, because otherwise,
Absolutely. But you need to help the first-time home buyers or end users in general, somebody that will use the property for their own use, to get in the market, to start solving the problem that we have, right?
Absolutely, you're right. That would help
They should.
increasing the
Amortization.
amortization.
Longer
Absolutely.
amortizations all the way.
Yes.
Let's take a vote. Longer
Makes a huge
amortizations.
difference.
Yes.
Even from like 25 to 30, just a 5-year difference, you can tell mortgage payments. Imagine 100 years, then you're
But why not?
yeah.
If you can
No,
help
absolutely.
you afford the house that you want or the property that you want, that will take care of your needs right now. But then guess what? You're in the market. And what happens over the next 5 years is almost irrelevant to you, right? The idea is that 25 years down the road, you'll be better off having purchased versus being in the sidelines because you couldn't afford it at the time. So
Always better to get in the market, wait.
if you have long enough of a time horizon, absolutely.
You're in your 20s and your 30s, even in your 40s.
Sooner the better.
Sooner
As
the better.
early,
Yeah.
as early as you can.
No one can time the market to perfection, right? So all you can do is just make it easier for you to go in the market, and stay there for the long term, not speculate.
As long as possible. Yeah.
Just not speculate.
The amount of prices have been up and down in 2024. What do you think we'll see in 2025?
Well, we just, as we said, interest rates hopefully will keep going down, and we know that actually that's something that we expect at least a few times. So probably, I mean, again, prices are driven by demand and
Reply.
Supply and demand.
lost my thought. Right. So they're driven by demand and supply. So with interest rates going down, now obviously pretty much everywhere we do have a supply of a few months, probably average, I would say 5 months. Obviously depends on the areas. But so what I believe is going to happen probably the first quarter of next year, prices will still see low prices.
I think
And
the prices
then-
are still going to go down. We'll see a dip in the prices.
Well, I'm not
little
saying a deep. No, I'm not saying that's going to go down a lot. Even now in outskirts of Toronto, we do see, I guess by last stats, that prices went down by 1%, 2% average, like 4%. That's pretty much what was happening like the last month. But I still believe that prices are not they're not starting to go up yet. Once we see a few more reductions, then I truly believe that prices will go up. And then that would be next year.
You know what I'm
Probably the
seeing
second,
that's happening?
the
One of the
second
things,
quarter.
in my opinion, that's happening is that the interest rates are going down. Sellers think that, okay, now it's the time to sell. They keep listing. And then there are not enough buyers out there
Right,
looking for.
Or they're expecting to
Quite a
get
lot.
like a specific price, and they're not even close to getting that because they're not getting
That's the
as
thing.
much as.
And the inventory
Feedback.
keep building up. And that's going to cause the market at least.
Yeah, a lot of
to
people are on the
stay.
sidelines, whether it's buyers or sellers, because sellers are waiting for the best market to sell, unless they're in a position that they need to sell like today because they're closing on a property or something like that. But I think everybody's kind of still waiting, right? So there's not that many listings, there's not that many buyers. The market is just, it's there, right? It's just,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sellers should not sell right now.
No, it's not.
no,
unless
like
they
unless
really
you're
have to.
like exactly,
You
like
have
you're
to.
closing. or you need
Otherwise,
to-
you just
I was
put
looking
until
for
next
the
year.
I was looking for the stats on the phone because I would have loved to give like real numbers here, but the completions of new construction happening over the rest of this year and as well as the next few years are quite interesting to see. It's I don't know if I remember I sent it to you guys.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
I just don't remember the exact numbers, but they are very, very high in the 38, 39,000 for 2024 and 2025. Then they take a dive in 2026, 2027, 2028, and beyond. Because the completions for those years reflect sales that would have happened
Right.
3, 4, 5 years ago. So the sales were very healthy going back 4 or 5 years ago. But since 2023, they've taken a dive, right? So they've been very slow on the pre-construction side of things, which will result into a significant shortage of new inventories coming in the market in 2026 and beyond.
Yes.
It's quite interesting. So it's almost irrelevant how much the new immigration is lowered. We know we will always have immigration coming, but I think the fact that we have so few constructions, I think, or new deliveries rather, I think is almost a guarantee that the prices will shoot up then.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's right. And they're building less too, right? The permits that have been issued, like new building permits, have decreased by, I believe, 13-14%.
It's more than that. I think it's the lowest lowest on record in relation to population for new housing starts. So those are really down. I mean, almost every developer out there that can afford to wait and launch later is doing so.
Of course, makes sense. Maybe projects where we're supposed to maybe start selling a year or 2 years ago that still has not launched, right? Because they're smart. They're seeing what's happening in the market. And they're going to wait for a better market.
Well, no, it's not
cost and
they may not even be able to. That's the
really?
beauty of it. Yeah, it's not about them being smart or not. They just can't. Not only because they're not going to achieve the sales, but in order to, first of all, you're not going to launch it if you don't know you're going to sell.
Right.
So in order to sell, they have to launch at a price where they are not going to make any money on.
They in fact are going to lose money.
Probably going to lose money. So they can't.
No, exactly.
Why would you do
And
that?
the bank still has to prove all this too, no? Like so.
No, of course. If you're not making money as a business, you're not going to get construction financing.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that.
Exactly.
We haven't seen many projects being cancelled at this point yet.
I think, for the most part, whatever was going to get cancelled is cancelled. And there may be a few more.
If they were.
Yeah, there may be a few more coming up. But I think for the most part, I think we weathered the storm. I hope so, at least.
They're going to keep building. Yeah, hopefully.
Well, there was a project, everybody was concerned about it. But one of the clients told me they started construction. I guess they used to go by once a month to see. It was supposed to be actually they were supposed to have occupancy at the end of this year. So, but good sign. They just started construction.
In cases like this,
it was just a little delayed.
You're happy that it got delayed.
Yes.
Not everyone. But also, I have clients for another project that were supposed to take occupancy in June of next year, and it's been pushed to 2027. Now, these people weren't, for investors, it's great, right? But these people are end users, so they're like, well, they're put in a position now. That closing doesn't work for them. They expected delays, but this is we're talking like a 2-year difference here. So yeah, it can get a bit problematic.
I think one of the projects in Oakville that we thought also got delayed as well.
Yeah, many got delayed.
Many got delayed to 2026.
Many got delayed. I mean,
but it's good that they're happening.
Yeah, at least hey,
at least
I thought that's going to be on time because it's a 4-story building. I thought it's going to.
Yeah, it comes down to sales, right? So they got hit halfway through the sales by a sort of a tough environment for selling, and the sales progressed very slow, which delayed everything else. Because as remember, in order to get construction financing, you have to be maybe 70 to 80%, depending on how well capitalized the builder is. And then once you have the sales and you can make a business case to the bank, and the bank sees that you're making a profit, then they finance and you can put shovel in the ground. Until then, all bets are off.
Investors are hungry. Tell us where investors are able to, or they should invest in 2025.
Probably in their first home. That would be like the ideal thing. If you can invest in real estate, any type of real estate, whether it's an entry-level condo or just, your young family that's starting and can buy a semi in the GTA or even outside the GTA, literally just get into the market. Any type of property would be a good investment, I think. So I don't think there's a specific trend.
Outside the GTA, there are a lot of good opportunities. I have a couple of investors who purchase properties in North Bay. The return on investment that you get there, because the properties are pretty cheap, like you can buy a detached home around $400,000, and the cap rate on those is still like 7, 8, 9%.
If you're looking for
You get
cap rate,
positive cash flow, right? You get positive cash flow, which is not bad. Even in Toronto, you have a lot of opportunities. Remember that rental property that we sold?
in close
The
to
cap,
High
the
Is
cap
that the
rate
one?
was like 9%, right?
Yeah,
But
it was sort of a unicorn, though. You don't find them very often.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a cap rate, for sure, going outside of the city may be a little bit better.
better.
But to answer that question, I mean, it really comes down to specific,
Investor.
whether it's an investor or an end user, specific buyer's needs, right? If you need to be in a certain neighborhood and then you need to raise a family, maybe you're looking for a house in that neighborhood, right? So no matter how cheap North Bay is, it's irrelevant. If you're an investor and you're open to everything, I mean, I can be a little bit more specific on this. I think assignments, there are some really good opportunities on, and probably resale condos. And don't get scared by the negative cash flow that you'll experience right now.
But it's not going to be
It's not
always
going
the
to
case.
last.
Right?
It's not going to be always the case, right? You're just going on a variable rate. You're paying a little bit more right now. That's fine to lose that $1,000 a month if 5 years down the road you stand to make $100,000.
Yeah, I think the condos too is definitely a good investment probably next year.
Yeah.
Because the prices are still good. There's still some really good deals, right? But again, people are just kind of waiting it out. But yeah, I think
And savvy
condos-
investors, I think, are taking advantage of this opportunity right now, right? Those who know, those who are educated and have money, they buy
Yeah,
right
they
now
have the finances
because
for
it makes sense to buy.
Yeah.
I agree.
What do you think, Ramona?
No, I agree.
Luxury home cottages, should anybody invest in those?
Well, you did say that the resort, whatever it's a gold mine.
Gold mine.
I'm not going to say that's a gold mine. But honestly, I'm not sure cottages or resort styles.
You had a couple of lunches,
I
right?
mean,
like
in
Muskoka.
Muskoka?
Yeah.
Yes, but see, people are looking to, I guess, they're still concerned about mortgage renewals. So I guess they are going to invest in their own. I don't believe
Those
that
people who
they're
may
going
not necessarily
for.
need mortgages, right?
for-
Those people who buy cottages and may not necessarily need mortgages, do you think it's a good idea to invest on those vacation properties?
Shall I say no?
Yeah.
My idea is no.
Okay.
Absolutely,
I
you
don't-
can.
I don't think it's a good idea to invest in cottages at
cottages right
this
now.
moment.
Yeah, so if you're simply looking
Seriously.
from a return
It was a hot
perspective, then maybe-
commodity during COVID time, right? Everybody was
Yeah, of
buying
course.
like cottages.
Yeah, but they weren't
and-
buying to invest in. They were buying for
To
their
live
own
in it.
use
For-
or to live in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They couldn't travel anywhere, so the only way or the only place they could go, it was their own cottage,
Yeah.
right? Or different cottages.
Yeah.
But no, I don't.
So you don't think it's going to get back to that
no, I
level
don't.
again
No.
anytime soon?
I don't think it's
It's
going
like
to.
almost like what's the word? It's like a bonus if you can have two properties to own like your primary home and then be able to afford a second home that you call a cottage. That's just like a bonus at this point. Like I don't think it's in most people's mind or plan, right? If you can afford that, that's great. But I think as an investment, I don't
Not
know.
bad.
Yeah, as an investment,
an
you'd have
investment, I
to
don't.
you'd have to either get price appreciation or rent on,
Yeah,
on the
Airbnb
asset.
I mean,
Right?
there are
or something,
opportunities
maybe.
for those properties to rent it as an Airbnb, right? Make a lot of money.
Yeah,
there,
but the
depending on the
Airbnb
location.
rules are very strict right now, and they're getting
Outside of
stricter.
Toronto, though.
Outside of Toronto, absolutely. Yeah,
Still?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Blue,
outside
Blue
of
Mountain
Toronto.
is extremely strict. Tiny Township did not have any regulation. They put regulation not too long
Oh,
ago.
really?
So it's most municipalities are putting regulations now on Airbnb because that's not
Now they're
only
making it bed and breakfast, I believe, right? If I'm not mistaken.
that's quite different. That's for an end user that lives in the property and is renting, let's say, a basement
That's
or
what
a
they
portion
want
of it.
people- like what they allow people to do now.
Sure,
Right? They
that
don't
could work.
Allow
Yeah.
you to.
Yeah, absolutely. My cottage was a very early COVID investment or purchase, I should say, and it was never purchased with the idea of sort of making money on it. It was never intended to be rented, but we love it and we're still going to use it. So it's almost irrelevant what the prices do at this point. Like I see the prices shot up after we purchased. They're down now. I think still higher than what we purchased, but it's irrelevant.
So,
I'm not looking
You're using it for your
Yeah.
to
family.
leisure
ever
or
sell
whatever.
it. Like,
Yeah.
it's that's a different category of buyer, I think, as well, right?
It's a pretty beautiful cottage too. Perfect location, not too far away from the city.
Right, small,
Zip line
not too
in the
expensive.
backyard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Zip line in the backyard for the kids. Where's it for the kids?
On the zip line in the backyard. Yes. So yes, but as an investor,
Yeah, as an investor,
would you buy?
no,
a
would I buy
cottage?
another one? Probably not. Probably not. It's a bit of a headache. I'd like to have my investments close where I can deal with it as opposed to all the way there. Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's another thing too. If
I
you
don't-
have
I don't
to do
think so.
like you're still the landlord, you have to do repairs or something, and it's like really far.
You can hire a
Unless you
management
hire,
company
yeah,
for that,
exactly. You
but
can
then
hire
it eats
someone.
into your cost.
But
Your
we
profit
do
then.
have so many new projects right now that there are vacation properties, right?
That's a bit different,
Those there it's different. But again, is it you want to be an investor, or you want, as Bridget said, you want to have an option to go. You want to go skiing. You want to go to your own unit,
Yeah.
and you have little kids. You go every weekend, or you are a great skier. You just want to go to one place, and then you go to this. And then I believe that yes, so it is worth in investing here.
That's an
And
investment on your family as well.
It's an
Yeah,
exactly
investment on the fun,
right?
right? The experience or something.
Yes. And then you have somebody taking care of all the expenses, rentals, and all that. Simply when you go there, you're a tourist.
Yeah, you bring up
In
a
your
good point,
place,
right? We have now that I think of it, we have one in Muskoka that
We
is
have-
exactly like that, and you have another one coming up in Blue Mountain
Yes.
that will
and
offer exactly that opportunity where it's like completely
100%.
maintenance free.
It's
You have
furnished
you
too,
have
right?
certain furnished, I believe, as well.
Furnished,
Furnished,
yeah. Yes,
furniture
furnished.
packages, yeah.
like
And you have the opportunity.
beautifully furnished, like high end. It's really nice. And there is another one in Horseshoe.
Oh, and another one in
Yes,
Horseshoe, that's
in
right.
Horseshoe. That's almost completed.
And remind me,
We
this
still
is
have
a
few
hybrid
chances.
where the purchasers can use it for their own, for themselves as well. For
Yes,
a
they
few
can
weeks?
use it. They can use it. Okay, so different projects, but the one in Blue Mountain, they can use it for 10 days a month,
Okay.
and then 20 days a month it goes into the rental pool. And then keep in mind that in Blue Mountain there are not all the hotels around. They are pretty old, right? So
Yes, that's
this is
something
going
new.
to be an absolutely brand new build. Not it's going to be actually a 5-story with swimming pool up on the rooftop. It will be really nice. Obviously, different rooms for conferences, and there are lots of people that like to go there for conference and spa, and so that's going to be right there. The ski lift, it's right there.
Yeah.
So it's a very nice actually project that's coming up. So again, for families or whoever loves skiing and skating and all that, it's I guess it's a great opportunity to get a unit. No headaches. They don't take care of rentals. There is a property management. They take care of
Finding the tenant and upkeeping
everything,
the property
finding
and
the
all that.
tenant, proper tenant. And as I said, you want to go there, you go as a tourist. You go enjoy it for whatever 10 days.
And in the meantime, you're probably enjoying it for free because those other 20 days will most likely cover your
100%.
expenses. So
Yes.
really, you're buying yourself a family vacation property for free. All you have to
Exactly.
put is just put the money down and
Exactly.
and
And
get
there
the
are so
mortgage.
many events that are happening, right? There are weddings, lots of weddings, and all those.
Do they have a
Like-
room there for those?
Well, they rent
You know, like
their
a
rooms.
party room? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, there
absolutely. They're going to. So I think it's amazing.
Awesome.
Yep. And then the other one, sorry, I just need to mention the other one that is in Muskoka.
Oh, that's
It's
fantastic. I
right
love
by
that.
the lake.
That is beautiful.
It's
That's
right
my
by the
favorite.
lake. So
That's my favorite.
yes, and then everyone, the way they are built, everyone has lake view.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
from everywhere, even from your
Living room,
primary
dining room,
bedroom, living room.
if somebody's
Yes.
interested, they can contact you, Ramona.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Perfect.
of course.
Phone number is kind of close. Okay, team. Quick answers only. What's your hottest prediction for 2025? Say it in a form of wish.
Who's starting?
Let's start with Bridget.
So lower interest rates. Hopefully, my wish would be that more people can get into the market, the real estate market.
More people
Yeah.
will be able to get into the market.
Yeah,
Okay.
be able
How
to
about
find a
you?
home.
I wish the assignment market gets stabilized.
I wish the condo market gets
I'll come back.
stabilized, I guess.
I wish that the real estate market in general, all the realtors, buyers, first-time home buyers will do better in 2025 than they did in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a good wish and that's a good prediction.
Okay.
I think it will happen.
All right. I hope so.
Okay.
All right, 2025 is going to be the year you make moves in real estate. If you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing, stick with us because we'll be dropping exclusive tips all year round. Happy holidays!
Happy holidays.
holidays.
Happy holidays.